Yeah, and it's my mom. Hang on a minute, this will be fun. Mom, I'm gaming right now!
Yes. Yes, you are.
Mom, I'm gaming right now! With my friends, Mom!
Hey, don't do that, me! Hey, I'm here too!
Mom! I'm gaming with my friends! What do you want?
Hey,
And I'm streaming, Mom! Mom!
I'm hanging up.
I love you, Mom.
Only 5 minutes left. A fire team that fights together stays together. Double down. Tell them to line up faster. Fantastic work.
Oh my God. I didn't just do that, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I think Marv would have been very proud of me in that moment.
I have the holocron. See here. You didn't make it, Grease.
Here? Did you get
Ah! Ah! I don't know what happened there. Wikipedia for me, but I have a Wikipedia. And I hate it. Oh wait, is that an empty? Tell me that's an empty suit. Okay, it's an empty suit. Okay. Oh, but I don't like the music that's playing. I do not care for the music that is playing right now. And there's a lot of ammo around here. There's a lot of ammo around here. I could have swore that was somebody hanging there. I could have swore that was somebody hanging there.
Which
And-
should be the upcoming update that's...
What the hell is that?
That is Barry. Barry. So you gotta say hey to
So
Barry.
is this the haunted house in the Halloween season?
More or less.
And they just keep all their
just keep going along.
other
You're doing
prop?
fine. You're doing fine.
Oh fuck! What was that? What is that? What the hell is that?
What was that? I don't know. You tell me.
What was that? Okay, yeah. You know what, T? You know I will get you for this.
Yeah, I know.
I
Oh,
will get you.
bullshit! You're the one, dude. You're the one that took me to TWA at night. I don't want to fucking.
Oh, well, I missed this.
All right. Anything on your
Here
EMF?
Do you want to play ball with me? Okay.
We are off and running, chat. Here we go. All right, Phil, move forward. Now, Phil, I will tell you right now, I will not leave you alone in this game. Open this door, Phil. Open this door to your left.
The one that I'm okay.
Yeah, the one on the left. Okay, walk in there. And read what is on the portrait, Phil.
How was that? Was that you?
No.
Because I didn't read anything and I just heard a noise.
No. Just
Magna.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
That switch does not seem to do anything. Exactly. It just shuts off the armor.
It shuts off the armor.
Let me see if there's a switch over here.
That'd be
Well,
lovely.
these switches here.
That was not us.
Again. Alright.
I think I heard Sabrina say mom.
Huh?
What?
She didn't
I thought
say
you were in
anything.
another room.
No, she didn't say anything.
Did you not?
I heard that.
I thought that was Serena. I heard Mom. Me too.
I heard it too.
It wasn't.
That was not a real person.
I'll tell you what, I know, I'm gonna take a seat over here.
Maker.
Maker. You're probably told not to speak to strangers. And that's fine. That's fine. My name is T. And over there's my...
Was that you squeaking?
Ooh, no, that wasn't. I heard that.
Yeah, that's now I hear you squeaking.
I heard
What was that? It
I-
sounded like a voice.
I don't... It did.
Yeah, it wasn't your because
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't.
It
Nothing got caught in my throat. There was. I marked it, but it was a mumble. Did you heard that, right?
100%.
Cat, I swear, are you really doing this to me? Are you seeing this? Ah! Damn it, Cat! Don't. Oh my God! The cat. You little jerk! Man? What did you do to my game, Cat? I swear to God.
Is that still going off in there, Tina? I would like the cat balls. Someone needs some cat balls.
What was that?
Someone needs some cat balls. You have.
What is that? What is that? Do you hear that, Pip? It's a very wow. Hang on. It's a very rushed. It sounds like a rushed whisper.
Someone needs some cat balls.
I'm now slowing it down to 175. I'm hearing turn around. Does anyone else hear that? Which is ironic when you think about it, because usually people say, "Oh, all theaters are haunted." I don't think all theaters are haunted.
Well, this one's definitely founded in definitely.
I mean, something's.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But-
They're just not talking to us right now.
They're just not talking to us right now.
You want to go into the green room?
But I ask you, since when does an actor never want to talk about themselves?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, it's me, Twitch Dad, and I'm here. Yeah, this is where it starts to get super creepy. This is the game Cyberpunk 2077 wanted to be, chat. I'm just going to come out and say it. This is the game Cyberpunk 2077 wanted to be. So, there you go.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Okay. Glad I got that out of my system. Overriding it could destroy my software. But I made that choice when I hooked into that first computer and the consequences it would bring. I'm sorry we went to see the outside together. But I needed to carry on the memories of humanity to hold on to the past. But I see futures in companions and you. Here, let me take that off of you. You were my friend, the very best I could have asked for. Oh, damn it. This is gonna be another Last of Us ending where I cry, isn't it? I'm tearing up already. Oh. He's headbutting him. Oh. Oh, my heart! Oh, my heart! Oh. am I crying at a video game? Oh my god. Oh, I did it, hon. I did it, hon. I am. I finished Stray. Worth every minute. Worth every minute. I'll move you back just a little bit.
What?
I wonder if she's pregnant.
She does look like. I was just wondering if her belly was a little bit big.
Yeah,
Maybe that might be why she's hungry.
that might be.
So, Jack, you are upset that Wesley fought for Virginia, fought against his own people from Gettysburg. That must have been aggravating.
Did someone just? Did you just whisper? Did you just whisper?
Keep going. Everything you got. No, I don't know. I'm worried. He's back at red.
Come on.
Oh no.
Steve
We got
Saylor? Steve Saylor? You did it! You did it! Congratulations, Steve Saylor! You just picked up your second seal, and it's a motherfucking red seal! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
Teams. I fucking love it when T gets hyped.
The team made entirely of your clan. Hold on. I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
Yeah, you just saw 80 inches of me touching my nipples on your wall. You're never gonna look at your wall the same way again. Okay. Just gotta say it, everybody. Just gotta say it. That was fun. Holy Hannah, that was fun. And now we're jumping in and just getting right to it. How is everybody tonight? Hope you all enjoyed that. For those of you who are not sure what I'm talking about, I'll publish the VOD right now. Maybe we do it again. You know what? The night is still young. If we earn another 500, if we make it to 500, that'll be awesome. But if we make it to 1,000, I will schedule one for next month. But I will also say this: there will be another one. Don't worry, there will be another one. Maybe not next month, but you know, like I said, touching nipples is my polka scarf. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, John. And how you doing, everybody? That was so much damn fun. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm about to publish it right now just to make sure that that it is available. But I could not have been happier with how that turned out. It was a very special Titan Taco Tuesday, and I made tacos, and the tacos were glorious. I don't mind bragging about it. Chat. They were some good friggin' tacos. Vi, I hope you. I'm so happy that you were able to make it. Venoman, the event went great. I was very excited about how it went. And Vi, you know, welcome back. Now this was really a fun night. It was really hella fun, and I cannot complain. You know, everybody was great tonight. Thank you, Benedict.
More of that, please.
Thank you, Benedict.
More of that, my girl.
Benedict triggered the actual a drop-in I could actually use. Splat indeed. I cannot wait to see that. That was definitely a moment for the books. For those of you who might have missed it, I basically threw out to new members of chat if we could get my subs up to a total of 200 within 2 weeks. I would do a Titan Taco Tuesday stream with, actually dressed as a taco with a machete, and I did it. I didn't think I could do it, but I did it. So I'm very happy with that. Happier still, sitting quite snug at almost the halfway point. 220 or 230. Now you see, that was what should have showed up. That's what should have showed up. But thank you, buddy. I'm not sure why it wasn't working on the Mac side, but yes, the cat is moving the camera. But remember, if you cannot, Sly Gamer, thank you very much. If you cannot donate tonight to the good people at nokidhungry.org, feel free to grab that donate Tiltify link and share it. Share it right now because this is a one-shot deal. I'm doing one night of the charity and then I close it. So I'm hoping that we can at least make it to 500 within a day. If we can make it to 500 within a day, I would be thrilled. And no, I'm real happy with the way it turned out. I'm especially happy with the way the food turned out. Food turned out great. I haven't made that carne asada recipe in quite some time, and now that I know a better way, because I've never streamed the carne asada because there's that marination process. And I said, what about Julia Child it? And I go through the process of making the marinade, but then the marinade's made, and then I can just go on ahead and do it next week if I want to, and I think I will. Real happy with the way everything turned out. But as I said, we're kind of running a very tight ship tonight, okay? And that means we're just going to jump right into the Grim Gazette. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's kick things off. This is the Grim Gazette, episode 4, your source of weird news, of paranormal breakdowns, and then deep dives into things that could be paranormal, maybe are not paranormal, but basically stuff that just makes you stop and take a step back. Now, one thing I do want to say real quick, just kicking this off, I am no longer going to be covering the Conjuring House, period. Everything that I could say about Satori and Cody, and everything that I think that could be said about the Conjuring House on a whole, I'm pretty much spoken for, and I've already spoken my piece, and other paranormal investigators and paranormal debunkers have also spoken their piece. And if you want to see a definitive look at what kind of shenanigans are going on at the Conjuring House, I'll put a link in the YouTube show notes when this gets replayed of a really talented YouTuber. I'm enjoying his channel a lot, and I will tell you what his channel is in just a second. I believe it is. Let's see. Hang on. I'm gonna edit this part out. Where is it? Yeah, I see you there. I see you there, buddy. There it is. Okay. And we will go copy link address. No, but I do love Beardo, but just throwing that in there. Mythos Paranormal. He did a breakdown of what is currently going on at the Conjuring House. And it is yes, there is a Shovel Gear Award. There is a Shovel Gear Award. We are good with that. If you can either use the points, or you can go on ahead and you can just drop it in using regular bits. But yes, there is a shovel gear reward. Yes, there is. But yeah, what is currently going on at the Conjuring House, I think has been spoken for. So I'm done talking about the Conjuring House. I'm done talking about Satori and Cody. And that being said, I want to thank everybody who has been watching the YouTube breakdown of Satori and Cody, at least my breakdown, which within
that's what I appreciate about you.
Just after a week, we've got nearly 1,000 views, which I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled about. I just think that's great. And but just want to make it clear, I'm done talking about it. I'm done. And when you see Mythos Paranormal's when you see his breakdown of not just Satori and Cody, but of what is going on there, it's a shame. It's a shame that the Conjuring House is now under the management that it's under. It's an even bigger shame that they're letting yahoos that really define what a bad haircut looks like. But I basically checked with my kid, made sure she was not watching any of what was going on. You know what I'm talking about secondhand. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we're not going to name the YouTube team that was featured because wow. Just when I thought I could have said I've seen it all, I wind up being no, there's more. There is more. Tell me what I've won. Oh, are there any return policies on that? So yeah. Before I jump into the first Grim Gazette, I have to feed the cats. It'll take me a little longer. Be right back. Yes. Fresh out of the bag treats, everybody. Fresh out of the bag treats. Oh, it's happening. Oh. I've even got the kitten down here who's making up going, no, not. This is happening, people. This is happening. Brothers aren't here. I get to have treats with myself. Rita heard the rustle. Rita heard the rustle of the bag. Meanwhile, up top. All right. So, chat, how is everyone tonight? Yeah, there is a charity kitty stream. Charity kitty stream. It is happening. Oh crap, I forgot. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out if there was any way. Yo, how you doing there, Gog? I was trying to figure out if there was any way to do this smoothly, to go from, you know, to like not break the stream, but you know, I'm still learning a few things. Like, I would love to know how to do a back-to-back stream. You know what I mean? Like where I could just, if I started the stream down here, would it override the stream upstairs? I don't think it works that way. I would have to tinker with Twitch to see what would happen if I did that. But we are back. It is time for the fourth installment of the Grim Gazette. We're kicking it off with Hippo swallows 2-year-old boy, spits him out. Hope the music isn't too loud. I'm just gonna go on ahead and work through it to say that it isn't. Oh wait, I can also do this, because right now we are not concerned with video sound. There we go. There we go. So again, Hippo swallows 2-year-old boy, spits him out. A hippo swims in the Lake Katwe, Uganda. A 2-year-old boy in Uganda was swallowed by a hippo and then spit back out after a witness pelted the animal with stones, according to police. Police said the attack happened in April, but it wasn't reported by officers until Monday. Okay. Officers say the 2-year-old boy was identified as Iga Paul. Police say Iga was playing at his home when the hippo grabbed him by the head and swallowed half of his body. Police credited nearby witness Crispas Bagonza with saving the boy after he threw stones at the hippo and scared it, causing it to release the 2-year-old from its mouth. This kid tastes like crap. I know, right? Right, Vi? Officials say Iga was rushed to a clinic and then taken to a hospital for further treatment. Said the boy recovered fully after receiving a vaccine for rabies. Could you imagine having to explain that to your friends? I caught rabies from a hippopotamus. Authorities say the hippo traveled about 800 meters from Lake Edward. They say this is the first time a hippo strayed out of Lake Edward and attacked a young child. According to National Geographic, hippos' deadly strength makes them one of Africa's most dangerous of animals. It is estimated as many as 500 to 3,000 humans die from hippo attacks each year. Although hippos are a vegetarian, National Geographic says they can be aggressive when they sense danger. And speaking as a parent, nothing can be more dangerous than an enraged 2-year-old. I'm just going to come out and say it. That is the God's honest truth.
Seriously, Lana, call Kenny Loggins because you're in the danger zone.
Okay. What talking about? Oh, they are. They are. They're small tanks. They are small tanks. I'm not doubting that for a second. All right, next up. From Sin City, Las Vegas man arrested facing charges for destroying property after climbing the Sphere. All right, so for those of you who may or may not be familiar with it, the Sphere is this incredibly cool theater out in Las Vegas. It's the new thing to hit Vegas, and this thing is stunning. To give you an idea of how intense it is, one, you can see it from most anywhere when you're in Vegas. That's the first cool thing about it. The second cool thing about it is when you have stuff that's it's things like projected on the inside out. And when we were there for TwitchCon, Xbox actually paid for sponsorship, and it's that super LED style of video where it is just as crisp during the day as it is at night. And Vi, I don't know if now, have you been inside the Sphere? Have you been inside the Sphere? Because they should turn the Sphere into the Death Star at least once. Oh yeah. It's incredible. They were doing some really neat stuff with it. During the weekend, it was Spider-Man's face, so that was kind of cool. And when we went there, we being me and Steve, the Blind Gamer Sailor, Steve and I went to, we did not see U2 that weekend. We did not see U2 that weekend, but we did go to see the Darren Aronofsky film, Postcards from Earth. And this film was shot, they basically said this film was shot in 18K. Now, at present, only one thing has been shot in 18K, and it is, in fact, Darren Aronofsky's Postcards from Earth. But wow, what an experience. What an experience. I could even hear Steve just gasping at how vivid everything is, and Steve is blind. And it really was astounding. And the other cool thing too about the Sphere was during the Las Vegas F1, they actually used it. If there was a red flag or a yellow flag and a green flag, the dome, the Sphere would actually project that. And then they had they have a little yellow smiley face that watches the tram go by. And during F1 weekend, it was wearing an F1 helmet. It was no, dude. Brad, the amount of data to make the Sphere work is mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling. Which brings us to this nudnig. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas police have arrested the man seen climbing the Sphere on Wednesday morning. Fox 5 has confirmed that Maison Deschamps, also known as pro-life Spider-Man, is the individual who climbed the Sphere. According to police, he is facing charges of destruction of property and conspiracy to destroy private property. Photos posted to Deschamps' Instagram story suggest that he planned to climb to raise awareness for the pro-life nonprofit Let Them Live. A spokesperson for the nonprofit told Fox 5 that Deschamps is a professional climber from Vegas and a pro-life activist who's done scaling stunts like this around the world to raise money for women in crisis. A press release for the nonprofit reads, with 500,000 football fans arriving in Vegas for Super Bowl, Deschamps wants to shake the public into caring about the fate of blah, 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 blah. Deschamps was previously arrested also climbing the Aria in August 2021. We got here at about 10 a.m., says Tim Clement, a friend of Deschamps. It was really quick, probably the quickest climb I've seen him do. It usually takes about an hour. This one he ascended in about 15, 20 minutes, real quick. Clement added a warning for anyone considering a climb like this. He's a professional. Professional jackass is what it sounds like. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't use any ropes, doesn't use any equipment. It's just free solo, and he puts himself at risk. So you don't want to put yourself at risk for no reason at all. Yeah. A Sphere Entertainment spokesperson provided the following statement. We are grateful to the local authorities for their support in this matter. The individuals involved are currently in the custody of LVMPD. They added that the climb will not impact any advertisements or promotions running on the Sphere this week. Las Vegas Metro PD Sheriff Kevin McMail addressed the incident during a press conference on Super Bowl safety, saying, "We know people are going to test us. We know people are going to try things. As we sit here today, there's an individual for a publicity stunt climbing up to the top of the Sphere. Your first responders are over there taking care of it. We know these things are going to happen. We're going to deal with them as they come up and make sure we have the safest Super Bowl we ever had." So, yeah. And basically, this is what it looks like. Okay, I do not have an ad blocker on this.
Really anxious, but I wasn't going to find a car to get to medical school. I just had to come down here to meet this amazing.
Here we go. All right, so here we go.
And our Strat Cam caught the moment he made it to the top.
We also saw police surrounding the venue all over the ground. That person who climbed the Sphere has been identified as Maison Deschamps. This is far from the first time he has climbed large buildings and landmarks, even here in the valley.
Tonight, we are now learning the charges the 24-year-old faces after being booked into the Clark County Detention Center. Fox 5's Shauna Kalaffi is live tonight with more for us. Shauna.
Yeah, 24-year-old Deschamps is booked at the Clark County Detention Center on charges of destroying property of another greater than $5,000 and also a charge of conspiracy to destroy private property.
See, here's the thing. When you see this up close, when you see the Sphere up close, it is a nerdy technological wonder. It really is. I mean, I thought that Vegas was done making me go, wow. But this is amazing. This thing is absolutely amazing. And the fact that this douchebag was scaling it, it's, yeah. And I would imagine too, it's a bit like what would happen if something went wrong in, say, a volume, when the new thing that Lucas thing was doing, where where if one of the monitors is off, what kind of cascading effect does it have? Yeah, exactly. They built it crazy fast. I don't think I even saw it in construction. Oh, so okay, so you're out in Vegas. I see. I did. It was really hard for me to even go through Vegas during the day while I was at TwitchCon and not look at it and stare. I just think it's astounding. I love it. All right. So I thought I'd share that with you. Pro-life Spider-Man. Dipwid. Okay. So we got this. Oh, now here's one. I honestly, I really hope there is, I'm trying to cover weird news. And I think this one's definitely one for the books. Alabama radio station off the air after 200-foot radio tower is stolen. Oh, good. You made it home safely. Thanks, Sly. Thank you for sharing that with us. Good. I'm glad you were able to make it home safely. Are you talking about an Alabama? You're talking about an Alabama radio station off the air after 200-foot radio tower is stolen. Maintenance worker called me on Friday and said tower is gone. Recalled WJLX's Brett Elmore. I said, what do you mean the tower is gone? Welcome back, Monty. Yeah. If you happen to see a 200-foot radio tower lying around, there's a radio station in Jasper, Alabama. I would love to hear from you. WJLX AM has been off the air since February 2nd when a landscaping crew visited the site where the tower is supposed to be for a bit of routine maintenance. The station's general manager, Brett Elmore, told Birmingham Fox affiliate WBRC that he was shocked when a crew member called him with some news. When he arrived, he called me on Friday and said, tower is gone, Elmore told WBRC. I said, what do you mean the tower is gone? Are you sure you're gone to the right place? He said, no, the tower is gone. There are wires everywhere, and it's gone. The radio station's Facebook account announced the theft by rightfully noting, this is going to get out eventually. So I might as well make it public before it does. And there was more. This morning, my bush hog crew went down to a tower site to do an early cleanup of the property. Before we did some more work down there, when he arrived, he called and notified me that not only was my building vandalized, but my 200-foot tower was gone. They stole every piece of equipment out of the building, cut the guy wires to the tower, and somehow managed to down a 200-foot tower and take it from the property. Okay, so a little something about radio towers. They are big, but they are kind of held together by sheer will in some cases. There's a lot of science that keeps these towers up. Equally said, there are also, you could literally cut, how they're built is crazy to begin with. But if you wanted to take one of these things down, I think Pod Culture, Brad in chat puts it best. They're kind of like Legos. But this is the thing, when these towers collapse, they're not quiet by any stretch of the imagination. These things are massive. They are intense, and how they were able to just do this without anybody noticing. Yeah. 1,400 pounds of Lego. Although Elmore filed a police report, Jasper Mayor David O'Mary told NBC News that local authorities lack the information to conduct a full-fledged investigation. WJLX listeners can still listen to the station online, but a note on its webpage said that the Federal Communications Commission denied a request to broadcast on FM radio via a sister station. Local broadcasting colleagues have reportedly offered to help find a temporary transmitter location, according to Inside Radio. Elmore said that the tower and other equipment weren't insured, of course, so the station has organized a GoFundMe campaign to raise $60,000. I've got to see. To get it back on the air, we got to see, everybody. Hang on. They have raised 20,000 of 60,000. Oh, these poor saps. Oh my God. Someone made an anonymous donation of $1,000. How do you make 200 feet of radio tower just disappear? I think Zipper's right. Carefully. I have no skin in the game, so to speak. I just go with the flow of political correctness when it comes to politics. Oh, don't worry. I've got another one planned, Vi. I've got another one planned. But yeah. Wow. Currently, there are no suspects on the list. But Elmore told Inside Radio he doesn't see some guy off the street doing this, and added, "This looks like a professional hit." Anyone with information as to who might have a 200-foot radio tower in their possession is asked to contact the Jasper Police Department. Wow. Even small towers are kind of cool. My grandfather was a ham operator, and his main rig is a massive rig for a private tower, and it's still up to this day. Well, this is the thing. First off, one, it does not surprise me at all that the radio station didn't insure the tower. I mean, yeah, I did some time in the radio industry, and I can honestly say it is one of the cheapest industries that's out there. I was seeing it in its decline, in its very fast decline. Back in '92, I got a gig as an overnight DJ. The guy who trained me was a bit of a twerp. Not a nice guy. And the people that worked in the radio station were absolutely miserable. And I could just tell that, yeah, this is not where I want to spend my time.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Well, I know a few things. Thank you very much. I know a few things I could say. But wow. 200-foot tower gone. Okay. So, this story, if you haven't heard about this story is pretty freaking cool. This one, I am genuinely over the moon about. Explorers think they've found Amelia Earhart's long-lost plane. Not everyone is convinced. Is this orange blob the answer to an 87-year-old mystery? A deep-sea exploration company says it may have found the wreckage of Amelia Earhart's plane, reigniting a mystery that dates back to the famed pilot's disappearance in 1937. Yeah, I know. I automatically thought of that, Brad. I automatically thought of the Voyager episode when they found Amelia Earhart. I did think about that. She's America's favorite missing person. She was a fantastic person, a pioneer in the aviation field, an early advocate for women's rights, and a terrific author. Tony Romeo, CEO of Deep Sea Vision, DSV, I saw what you did there, told Reuters in a recent interview. And so if we can help bring closure to this story and bring Amelia home, we'd be super excited, he said. Earhart was a record-breaking pilot in her lifetime, having been the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic in 1932. She went missing during an attempted round-the-world flight in 1937, during a roughly 4,400-kilometer hop from Papua New Guinea to Howland Island in the central Pacific Ocean. No trace of Earhart, her navigator, Fred Noonan, or the Lockheed Electra they were flying were ever found. Amelia in the bellies of coconut crabs. No, we're going to get to that in a second. But you can sort of see, especially if the other thing too about this image, it's not moving. It's a stationary image from what I gather how this deep sea radar works. That's two. The plane wouldn't be in one piece, but it doesn't look like this one is in one piece. I'm not saying it was aliens, but aliens. Romeo said his team examined her flight path, altitude, and the flying conditions reported on that day. They also looked at 6 radio calls Earhart made during the flight, during which she reported that she was running low on fuel. Each one of those radio calls gives us a really important clue as to what she was doing and what she was thinking, her intentions, Romeo said. Using that information to define a search area, the DSV team then spent 3 months combing roughly 1,300 square kilometers of ocean floor with the state-of-the-art submersible craft. The result is a sonar image of something resting 5,000 meters below the surface, which Romeo says is similar in size and shape to Earhart's plane. The twin vertical stabilizers in the back are very clear on the sonar image, and those are very distinctive of Amelia Earhart's aircraft, he said, adding to the specific area is very flat and sandy, so to see anything protruding from the ocean floor is unusual. I feel like the tail would be farther away, though I have less than zero experience with deep water exploration. Sounds like her intentions were to get more fuel. Yeah, probably. Aviation expert Dorothy Cochran says it's certainly an intriguing image, but not enough to declare the mystery solved. This is a sonar image. That doesn't quite give us enough detail to go ahead and say, this is Amelia's plane, says Cochran, a curator in the aeronautics department of the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. You have to go back and just identify this object and say, well, it is or it isn't. If we get good photography, that goes a long way to identify it still the current. Just real quick. Ziggy, what is 5,000 meters in feet? Ziggy, what is 16,400 feet in miles? Yeah. So here's the tricky bit. Whatever this sonar contact is, whatever that sonar contact is, it's nearly 4 miles deep. It's over 3 miles. It's nearly 4 miles deep. And to kind of give you some perspective, the Titanic, if I remember correctly, is just over a mile deep. That is 3 times deeper than where the Titanic came to rest. Now, somebody said, why would the plane be in any way, shape, or form intact? Well, it's a bit like with shipwrecks out in the Pacific. They're still finding shipwrecks from World War II out there. But what happens is that because the ship is hollow and it's going down, it's slowly filling with water, the pressure is able to equalize, so the structure can stay intact. Is that how for the Titanic? 12,500 feet. Okay. So there's another mile or so for possibly Amelia's plane, but the way it and cold water, yeah, and well at that level at that depth, temperature is no longer a thing. I mean, it's going to be cold. But the thing is, because the hull is full, it's able to exactly. That's why that sub went exactly. It went so quickly because the sub was hollow, and because they were able to equalize the pressure as they're slowly going down. That's why the Titanic is still as intact as it is. So, could it be possible for Amelia Earhart's plane to remain intact? Yes, because it's not gonna go down hollow. It's gonna go down, equalized basically. I'm a terrible person. Why are you a terrible person? There's nothing wrong with that. I still love the memes from the sub. Oh yeah, me too. No, I'm sorry. That does not make you a terrible person. I'm sorry, if you're going to get into they lost me at Bluetooth controller. If I was told that I was going to get into a submersible to go and see the Titanic after paying a crap ton of money and then saying, yeah, we're using a Bluetooth, if I saw the controls and it didn't look like the Starship Enterprise, but it looked like it looked like my controller, complete with the triangle circle box and the X, I'd be like, what is this? What is this? I mean, a knockoff PS4 controller. Yeah. It looked like a video game. No. I want my submersible to look like the cockpit of the Dragon, not the basement of my home. Okay? I know. You're right, John. I mean, at least pay for the Logitech version, for Pete's sake. Exactly. I would compromise for the original series. And I don't mean Strange New Worlds. I mean the original series. But yeah, no. Someone just pinged me. Is this? Oh, someone's saying. All right. Let's see. So we're saying here, Romeo's team intends to return to the site to gather more information in the hopes of confirming their theory. But he warned that such an expedition is logistically challenging, no crap, and could take several years. Romeo said the object lies around 160 kilometers west of Howland Island, but has not released the precise location. Yeah. To avoid rich idiots that have homemade submersibles. Earhart's radio calls offer clues. In the immediate aftermath of Earhart's disappearance, a massive search failed to turn up any clues. Theories over decades have included speculation she was apprehended by Japan, or that Earhart faked her own disappearance and lived out her life under assumed identity. Cochrane said theories like these are not based on any fact whatsoever. Concerning Earhart's radio calls in those final hours, she thinks the plane simply ran out of fuel. We know that she was en route, and she was desperately trying to find this tiny island, said Cochrane. There's a variety of reasons how you can miss this small island as you're coming to it. In the morning sun after a 20-hour flight, I definitely believe they were close by. Romeo said the object in the sonar image looked largely intact, which might line up with how Earhart might have gotten the plane onto the water. She would have tried to pancake land the airplane into the water on the surface as gently as possible, he told Reuters. It probably would have kept the airplane structurally intact, and then, as it was filled with water, it would have slowly sank and then spiraled down all the way down to the seafloor. If they do confirm the object is the Electra, Romeo said DSV would explore the feasibility of raising it to the surface and restoring it. That would be a find. That would be a find. To be fair, I'm okay if other stupid rich people want to become chum. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I would totally be game for that. Sure. Potentially, it could end up in a museum like Cochrane's. We already have Earhart's Lockheed Vega, in which she became the first woman to fly nonstop and solo across the Atlantic Ocean. So we would be interested in continuing to tell her story, Cochrane said. As a pilot herself, Cochrane said she and many other women feel like they stand on Earhart's shoulders. She says Earhart's story continues to inspire people today. There's no doubt that the mystery helps to keep her name in the limelight, she said. But when people talk about the mystery, they also talk about Earhart's trailblazing achievements and the way her story continues to inspire people today, she said. I think if we can just solve this, then we can add to that mix and reflect on her full career, Cochrane said. I do hope it's real. I do hope it's real. Because, man, that is so... That is so wicked cool. That is so wicked cool. If they really have found Earhart's plane. I mean, that's one of the great mysteries, isn't it? It's one of the great mysteries. There's Cannibal Island in there. Yeah, I know that. Siri hates me half the time. They would have banned. They would have been. Sequel movie maybe. I don't know. I know there's a Cannibal Island story. I know there's the Leave the Dead in Their Grave. Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about leaving the dead in their grave. It's one thing to leave the dead in their grave. It'd be nice, though. Amelia Earhart is one of these people. First off, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't be investigating Amelia Earhart's plane. I'll put it to you that way. But this is a mystery that I think does need to be solved. I do. We have never. We have no. She literally just vanished. And to me, that kind of vanishing ranks up with the same in the same weirdness and the same tragedy as the Malaysia flight that mysteriously disappeared. And I think what it really has to do with is really it's about trying to solve the mystery. What happened, and did she get off the plane? You know, did bring them home sentiment. Exactly, Zipper. Where was Lance Hendrickson this time? The plane may still be intact. Anything organic is long gone. No graves to really disturb. I mean, there's that too. But I understand what Secondhand is trying to say. You know, it's just, I think what would happen is that if there was any kind of speculation, I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. You know, did she? Because she could have washed up on a shore somewhere. It's one of the great mysteries. But at least with finding her plane and figuring out some way of salvaging her plane, there would at least be something we could go to. We could pay proper homage, and just, you know, thank her in her memory of all the trailblazing that she did do. All right. Now, I know that Vi said earlier, nothing can top this for weirdness. And I never thought I'd read a story from Dextro, but they actually covered this one pretty well. And what's really terrifying about this particular story, this is in my backyard. Actually, it's closer to Phil's backyard, but here we go. Tunnel Girl gives update after being ordered to stop digging. Oh yeah, we're talking about Tunnel Girl. Okay. Kala, also known as Engineer Everything online, has become a viral sensation on TikTok after documenting her project of digging a 30-foot long tunnel off the side of her basement as a kind of underground storm shelter. Okay. Buckle up, Buttercup. Despite having no...
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And we continue. Despite having no formal background in engineering, the 37-year-old began her project in August 2022 and has been documenting the process on TikTok ever since October of that year. And yes, her videos are still up here. Wow. Mining constraints. We'll get to this in a second. In December 2023, Kala was ordered to stop digging by the city officials after not having gotten any permits for her digging project. Well, actually, I think to really properly bring in Letterkenny, I think it'd be this one right here.
Hard no.
Yeah. In her video, Kala claims she was hit with an official order to halt her current activities and said she needed to obtain the proper permits to continue her tunnel after it gets evaluated by an engineer. Tunnel Girl awaits permit to continue digging her tunnel. Kala told Fox 5 on February 12th that the permit process for a project is expected to take at least another month. but the tunnel itself has been approved and declared safe. The report concluded that the structure of the tunnel is sufficient enough to support the rock, and the rock itself is stable and shows no sign of shifting. The work was accepted, she said. In a video posted on February 10th, she continued to explain, and I'm going to see if I can do her accent. The engineering assessment is particularly important because I wasn't supposed to occupy the basement until it's determined to be safe. The report concluded that the structure of the tunnel is sufficient enough to support the rock, and the rock itself is stable and showing no signs of shifting. The work was accepted. Kala also said she worked with an architect to submit a set of drawings for the permit application, which she's expecting to take another month. I'm still working to respond to comments and to provide information for the city for the electrical, mechanical, plumbing, structural, and geotechnical aspects of the project, she said. At this time, I require an extension, and I am expecting the process to continue for at least a month more, and I'm optimistic. Yeah, she's saying it. Kala revealed that she has spent a whopping $50,000 on her 30-foot long tunnel. When asked by NBC what she intended to use the tunnel for, Kala said, I wouldn't say a doomsday bunker because I'm not really a prepper or concerned about that kind of thing at all. I just thought it would be neat to have a little protective shelter area.
I suggest you let that one marinate.
Yeah, exactly. So, to kind of give you a perspective, Secondhand was digging a hole in her yard, and she stopped at 4 feet. When you bury somebody, you're supposed to go 6 feet. This woman has gone 30 feet underground. So let's look at some of the things that she's been doing. Like this one with 1.1 million views. Updated dirt removal process. Hi, and yeah, hold on. Hi, and bye. Okay. Oh no, she hit far worse. I think this might be one. Here you go. Let's go on ahead and let's see what she has to say here. Let me go on ahead and do I have two channels going? Oh, I do. That's why it was sounding so stereophonic. I was like, why does it sound so loud? Okay. Has she pulled all these videos? No. Don't do that. Or are they shut down? I think TikTok has come on, don't tell me TikTok has shut her down. Don't tell me that, girl. No. It's a homemade excavator. Yes. You're not seeing things. No, it doesn't look like they have. Hold up. Yeah. Mining finds, concrete engineering. Okay. Electrical update part 2. Trimming the ceiling.
I am building a tunnel system under my house, and today I will trim the stone over the main shelter arch. This is a job I don't particularly like, as one wrong move and I might get squashed like they do in the Saturday morning cartoons. Previously, I poured concrete for the right half of the arch. I did not do the entire arch at once, as I could not figure out a way to control the flow of the concrete into all the...
Can I point something out? That's rebar. That's the foundation of her house.
out a way to control the flow of the concrete.
And something else that I don't quite understand. She's been at this for a year. She's using a jackhammer. She is using a jackhammer. And nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. Continue, please.
Into all the corners and spaces. I don't have access to pour from above, so that is the challenge. In fact, I still have the challenge once I form the left side. How do I get concrete back there? Well, I have an idea that will either be brilliant or a total disaster. I will install a huge pipe at the very top of the arch and pump the concrete into it. We'll use a few T's to divert the flow wherever I want it. I am concerned that this will pressurize the form far beyond the weight of the concrete, so I will need to make them extra strong. There, now I will install some plastic membrane, the pipe, and some rebar. I am building a tunnel system under my house.
I don't think that is the rebar. I don't think that is her rebar, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let me see if I can find... I want to find this one. So just so you know, someone that I know I've mentioned on the stream before, Denny Gonzalez, he did a video about this woman, and I'm trying to avoid pulling up his video because I just want to show you some of the crazier things this lady's done. Okay, here's the updated dirt removal process. Maybe I just needed to...
While building a tunnel, efficient removal of excavated rock is the most important thing.
Again, how did nobody notice? How did nobody notice?
I have removed 90 tons so far, and I am trying to automate the process as much as possible. First, I'm using an electric minecart to fill up with the rock in the bottom of my tunnel, and then drive it up a 33-degree slope. And then up a ramp to dump out of the still unbroken window. The material drops into a skip which is connected to a hoist and raises it 25 feet out of the window well. Previously, I would use my pickup truck and drive to the front of the house where all the rock would be tediously transferred to a set of dumpsters. I did 7 like this before I realized that I can cut the bushes in half and spread gravel to allow the dumpster to be delivered directly under the chute. I felt kind of stupid, but I'm still having some trouble as the dumpster starts to fill up. When you have a suburban mining operation, it is important to constantly make process improvements. While building a
Okay, let me see. Man. This might be one this might be the one that I'm thinking about. I'm just out of range. Concrete engineering, yeah, okay.
I am mining for stone under my suburban house and have got a new challenge. Recently, I've been exploiting a single layer of hardened sandstone. It is wonderful as the rock breaks easily into blocks. Feel like I'm playing Minecraft. They will be easy to...
She feels like she's playing Minecraft, everybody. She feels like she's playing Minecraft.
Utilize in my plans of constructing a tower off the side of my house and eventually a castle. Unfortunately, the vein is getting exhausted and thinner. The rock above and below is too fragile to use for building. It's now a couple days later and I have some better news. 2 feet down from the exhausted layer, there appears to be more hard rock. It will take me a while to determine the depth, but the top part is very promising. To give a bit more context, this is the old layer, and all the way down here, 25 feet, is the new one. So far, the rock that I've been mining in this new layer is a bit more fractured and smaller than the other one, but I can still use it. I am mining for stone under my suburban house and have got a new challenge.
First off, thanks Twitch Mom for the resub. Thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you. Something else I think that's worth. I think it's worth pointing out. If I'm not mistaken, that's groundwater. This lady is doing excavation, underground excavation, which is more commonly known as mining, and she has hit groundwater. And here's the other thing. She calls herself engineer everything. And she identifies, now that she's getting a lot of publicity, she's identifying herself as a computer engineer, and the company that she works for is like, yeah, she's not a computer engineer, she's a project manager. She's a project manager. So she's not even an engineer, she is a project manager. But even if she were a computer engineer, computer engineers are not the same kind of engineer as, say, a civic engineer or a train engineer for that fact. So, I mean, she's not even, just because you have engineering, you're not qualified to run a train or excavate under your home. And yes, thank you, Zipper. Thank you, Zipper. That's yes.
Unleash the fury!
This woman is literally digging underneath. And may I speak on this as a please do. As a network engineer, please tell me, John, as a network engineer, what does your training? She's out of her. No, you missed a letter. She's out of her fracking mind. She is literally out of her fracking mind.
Follow them to glory.
Because she's fracking like a pro right now. She never got smacked for digging holes in the backyard as a kid. I mean, this is truly one of the most bizarre stories because it's clear she lives where she lives in the Northern Virginia area, because she is very close to she's closer to where Phil Rossi lives. She really could easily. She could easily she could be doing some damage, not just to her home, but to the homes around her. And this is not, as you can see, this is not a small project. She hasn't just dug 30 feet. She is standing upright in this underground shelter that isn't a prepping shelter or a doomsday shelter. And she's talking about building a castle. And to be, I'm just going to come out and say it. If you've ever seen Pillars of the Earth with Rufus Sewell and Matthew McFadden, they took at least 40 years to build Westminster Abbey. But she's doing this on her own. And this Scooby-Doo Batman crossover movie where a house flips. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, this is you can see why I had to spotlight this for the Grim Gazette. This is truly bizarre. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if this was the lady that had taken the 200-foot tower. Maybe she needs the 200-foot tower to reinforce whatever she's building underneath her home. And no, this is not just a simple underground. First off, I don't think that when she says, "Oh yeah, I have to wait a little longer," but I got all the permits. They said it's fine. I find that a little sus, because they've got to get engineers in there and say, okay, what kind of damage has she done to the groundwater, to the foundations of her home, to the foundations of the homes around her? Because 30 feet isn't just 30 feet is a considerable distance. I believe if I were to measure it, 30 feet would mean I could walk out my office around to the stairwell, walk up the stairwell, walk out of the back door, and that should be about 30 feet. And that's, as a network engineer, when I hear a project manager is actually trying to do something, there's a huge pucker factor, and I start updating my resume. This is 30 feet is nearly the length of my entire home. Exactly. So depending on where her neighbors are, which I'm still trying to wrap my brain around, she was using a homemade excavator, and she had a jackhammer underground. And you're telling me nobody noticed. And there is more to this story that is Grim Gazette worthy. Let me see if I can pull up Danny Gonzalez's video, because there is more to the story. I just couldn't find any. Let me check her clips one more time to see if I can find it. Because if you're curious, apparently she is looking for roommates. I just want to see if I can find where she talks about the room and the house that she's on and all this stuff. This might be it. No, this isn't it. Hang on. What really is interesting to me is how many people on TikTok are actually rooting for her and hope that she sticks it to the man. This might be it. Let me just, yeah, this is it, everybody. Looking for roommate, must have law degree. Yeah, I know. By the way, Secondhand, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for sharing the link. Thank you for sharing the link. So here we go.
My house has 2 haunted areas.
Yeah.
One is this.
You heard that right. The tunnel is not the most interesting thing about this house. And now you understand the connection between us over at OSI and this lady. And no, we are not going to inspect her house, because quite honestly, that would be a bridge too freaking far. I could easily see Phil and I walking in there, and then it pulls, like Pip said earlier, the whole poltergeist thing, and it just sucks into itself, right?
My house has 2 haunted areas. One is this troubled bedroom, and the second is this normal looking closet. This video.
Can I also say that she's got that gaze is like a freaking, it's a freaking creepy doll gaze. She'd lock you in the tunnel. Yes, Thermal, exactly. It's maybe you're the plucky comic relief. Yeah, no, I would not put you in that position. But these eyes, I keep hearing the words of Quint from Jaws. You look in her eyes, it's a dead eyes, like a doll's eyes. That's what I'm seeing here. I don't want to pick on her. I'm sure she's a lovely, slightly socially awkward individual, but
I take drugs all the time.
But I mean, yeah, the tunnel is not the most interesting part of this house.
Video is about the closet. Originally, it had a reversed knob that can only be opened from the outside without a key. That detail is important. Oddly.
That detail is important. Do you hear me, Scott? No, Bonnie, did you miss what I was saying earlier about this lady? Did you miss the earlier story, Bonnie, about this woman that we're watching? Okay, just if it is, don't worry. I'll do a quick recap. Oh, but I mean,
seriously, Lana, call Kenny Loggins because you're in the danger zone.
So this lady right here that you see in this TikTok video, she just recently got I guess a cease and desist in the most epic possible way. She basically was told by the local government where she lives to stop excavating. She has built a 30-foot tunnel underneath her house. But that is not the most interesting thing about her house, apparently. So let's try to get through this tickety talk, shall we?
Haunted areas. One is this troubled bedroom, and the second is this normal looking closet. This video is about the closet. Originally, it had a reversed knob that can only be opened from the outside without a key. That detail is important. Oddly, I was not able to view the bedroom with that closet before buying the house, and it was still locked during the home inspection. I felt some suspicion, but after closing, everything seemed fine, and I rented it to a student who I had known for some time. One afternoon, one I will never forget, I was upstairs cooking with a few roommates, and we heard a muffled pounding sound from downstairs. It was barely audible, but we went to check the student's room where the sound was coming from, and the door was locked.
And we went to go and check, and the door was locked.
The lock was easy to open with a pin, but the room was empty. A moment of silence was broken by renewed racket from inside the...
Is it just me, or did these walls look like they got some mold issue going on? You know what? Yeah, muffled pounding. Students. Nope, not the pounding you're thinking.
Closet. I unlocked...
And then she puts in these type of images.
The closet, and she came tumbling out. The horror in her eyes shook me. She said that the door slammed and locked by itself. After that day, she was a changed person. She stopped coming out of her room at all, unless during the night to pilfer some food from the kitchen. She wouldn't answer the door and stopped paying rent. Occasionally, we would see her scurry into the room after we returned home from an outing. She looked thin and frail. After a few months, we stopped observing her presence. I was worried and entered her room. She was gone, and all her stuff was gone as well. I never heard from her again. Years later, one of my friends who stayed in the same room had a recurring dream of children being sucked into the closet by a dark force. In one, she was holding the child with all her might and repeatedly chanting a prayer. She woke up still chanting. At the time, she did not know about the earlier incident. My house has two...
I'm wondering if I want to know how close I want to know how close it was to her being in the house with this student underneath it. And this is like the whole thing from the 30-foot tunnel that she just decided, yeah, I need to dig this tunnel, to I'm going to play this again and try desperately to just let it play. I want to know how close it was between this interaction with the student and her starting her excavation / mining project. Here we go. We're going to do this again. But the eyes are freaking me the eyes are freaking me out, man. This lady is the next yes! Yes, Thermal. She should be the next killer in Dead by Daylight. Abso-friggin-lutely. She's the one who took the radio tower. Okay.
My house has two haunted areas. One is this troubled bedroom, and the second is this normal-looking closet. This video is about the closet.
But before we find this video about the closet, let me take a quick look at Tiltify, if you don't mind, Scott. Oh, my God. I mean, the more I dig into this story, the creepier it freaking gets, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, when Danny Gonzalez was like, whoa, wait, back up. You got not one, but two haunted areas in your house, lady. Seriously, can we stop and talk about this for just a second? And yeah, I mean, we're up to 265, everybody. We're up to 265 now. We passed the halfway point. How about that? How about that, folks? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Wow. $265 in one night. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna I just want to get through the video and not talk. Okay. Here we go again.
My house has two haunted areas. One is this troubled bedroom, and the second is this normal-looking closet. This video is about the closet. Originally, it had a reversed knob that can only be opened from the outside without a key. That detail is important. Oddly, I was not able to view the bedroom with that closet before buying the house, and it was still locked during the home inspection. I felt some suspicion, but after closing, everything seemed fine, and I rented it to a student who I had known for some time. One afternoon, one I will never forget, I was upstairs cooking with a few roommates, and we heard a muffled pounding sound from downstairs. It was barely audible, but we went to check the student's room where the sound was coming from, and the door was locked. The lock was easy to open with a pin, but the room was empty. A moment of silence was broken by renewed racket from inside the closet. I unlocked the closet, and she came tumbling out. The horror in her eyes shook me. She said that the door slammed and locked by itself. After that day, she was a changed person. She stopped coming out of her room at all, unless during the night to pilfer some food from the kitchen. She wouldn't answer the door and stopped paying rent. Occasionally we would see her scurry into the room after we returned home from an outing. She looked thin and frail. After a few months, we stopped observing her presence. I was worried and entered her room. She was gone, and all her stuff was gone as well. I never heard from her again. Years later, one of my friends who stayed in the same room had a recurring dream of children being sucked into the closet by a dark force. In one, she was holding the child with all her might and repeatedly chanting a prayer. She woke up still chanting. At the time, she did not know about the earlier incident. My house has 2 haunted...
Okay, so apparently this all took place before she decided she was going to do this storm shelter that she wanted to build 30 feet below her house. It was just there's a lot of stuff happening in this story. Not sure if she is, I still don't understand the voice. Can't quite place what that accent is, but the fact that she speaks monotone. I've worked in offices with people like this before. And yeah, storm shelter, thermal, yeah. There's a lot happening here. There's a lot happening here. Whew. But I thought that would be a good place to, kind of take a break from the Grim Gazette. Just a brief break so that I can go on ahead. It is very office space, isn't it? I'm going to rent the rest of my rooms out. I have 2 that are haunted. And when she talks about the sad bedroom and then this other room, and then she stopped paying rent. I mean, there's just a lot of layers to this story. And what's wrong? What's wrong there, John? Is everything okay? Okay. Let's go on ahead and let's take a closer look at what we're going to be doing a deep dive on. Is this fine gentleman? He goes by Taz, and this is an absolutely delightful channel that is connected with OSI. Well, not directly, but what he's talking about, we're going to go into a little better once I get back from a quick break, because I need to get some more hydration. And when we get back, we'll talk about the deep dive, okay? So, I'll be right back, everybody. I'm gonna go look for the invader.
I'm willing to bet probably Steps.
He is Steps, because I am at drill and he is not here. Heading over there.
I don't see him.
Yep, there he is.
Got him?
Woo! Let's go, baby. take it. I'll take it. I'll take that. That felt really good. That felt really good. Come on, give me some hype in chat. Give me all
I've
your
got
hype
super.
emotes in chat.
Let's go,
Do
baby.
It. Do it. Do it, baby.
All right, I've
Hang
got
in there.
super going.
All right, they are right in front of you. Throw it. Hit it, baby.
Yeah,
Hit it.
I got some, baby.
Oh my God, he got him. He got his first
Let's
invader
go,
kill.
Jack.
Here
Can we get some hype in chat, baby? I got another one. I got another
There we
one.
go.
Let's go. I'm just,
All right,
I don't
Jack.
care. I'm camping spawn right now. It's a black guy doing this. And I'm back, baby. All right, let's kill this primeval and go home.
Yes.
Woo!
All right, melt the primevals, fire team. Melt the primeval. Let's make this happen.
Let's go. Oh, I'm dead. Let's melt this, baby.
Let's hit this. Let's hit it.
All right,
Hit it,
let's go
baby.
out on a
Hit it
win,
with everything
folks.
you got. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah,
Let's
we did
go!
it, baby.
Let's go! How many did you take out? How many did you take out?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I
Well,
took
no,
out
no,
like
it'll
maybe
say in
2
your
or
stats.
3.
It'll say in your stats.
It'll say my stats. Okay, let's see. Let's see,
Hang on.
chat.
Here we
Come
go,
on.
chat. Let's do this. Oh my God! He was
I got
one away from
three.
Army of one. Let's go!
Yeah! Oh my God, we did it! Woo!
Through a grant from No Kid Hungry, which was a majority of our resources, right? To be able to purchase this truck and get it going. So families have a hard time to get from one place to another place. And I was like, man, why can't we be the ones to get to them, right? And we could lift off that burden, you know, eliminate that barrier and be able to serve our students, our families, in a way that they feel like we actually care for them.
Hi, I'm Steve Saylor, aka Blind Gamer Steve. I'm a content creator and accessibility advocate and consultant in the video game industry.
My name is T Morris. People call me T. They call me T Monster. I also go by Twitch Dad.
When I started looking into wanting to stream, I had known this dude here for about, I think about 10 years at that point.
10 years.
And so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, you know what? I know you play Destiny. Would you be cool at kind of helping me and guiding me through the game? I've never played it before.
This is when I gave you a little bit of honesty. I said, are you sure you want me? Because you see me play, so you know how bad my aim is. It'll be the blind leading the blind. And he went, that's what we'll call it.
All right, there's the Traveler. There's the Traveler in front of us. Let's go. Walk forward. Walk forward. I want you to enjoy this.
As someone who...
Okay, everybody recovered. I walked into the other room and I see Pip in the dark, clutching a pillow, saying, "Make the spooky lady go away." Okay. So welcome to part 2, everybody, of the Grim Gazette. We are going to be spending some time with Tev here. He is over in the UK. He is over in England. And he has been creating content on YouTube for the past year. He just celebrated his 1-year anniversary. And he's killing it. He is killing it on YouTube. I've left a link in the show notes on the YouTube edition of this. The name of his show is called Very Nearly Interesting. And he does these very short segments, so we're gonna probably watch most, if not all, of this in some way. And we'll be commenting on it, pausing and commenting. And then I'm going to get to the paranormal part of this a little later. So stay with me, everybody, because there is a reason why I want to do a deep dive with Tev right here. So Tav, Tab, I believe, is what he goes by. Anyway, let's go on and just let him do the talking. Oh, and I should probably go on ahead and turn up the sound. And do remember, everybody, we are raising money for NoKidHungry.org. NoKidHungry.org is an organization to make sure the kids who are reliant on the school system for the next meal get fed even when school is out of session. And I'm currently raising money for them just for tonight. It's just a one-shot thing for Titan Taco Tuesday. And remember that for every $1 you donate, that is 10 healthy meals generated for kids. And right now we are sitting at $265. So thank you for everybody who have donated tonight. Looking to reach $500 if at all possible. But let's get back to this. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's kick back with Very Nearly Interesting, and you'll see why I'm giving them a little bit of love on this Grim Gazette. Here we go.
In this video, I'm going to show you 48 of the very best examples of
All right. I realize now. Why? There we go. Now you'll be able to hear him just fine because I just turned up the volume in here. All right, here we go.
In this video, I'm going to show you 48 of the very best examples of pareidolia. Pareidolia is the tendency in humans to see meanings and purpose in something when there's none there. We impose a meaningful interpretation onto something. It's a type of apophenia. That's where we see meaningful connections between unrelated things. Another example of apophenia is the gambler's fallacy. Choosing heads on a coin toss just because 5 tails in a row have been called. It makes no sense. But we do it anyway. The most stark realization of pareidolia is seeing faces and things. But sometimes we see objects and animals as well, in the unlikeliest of places. And it happens fast. We can see a face, and we can even gauge the mood of the face that our brain has just made up. You don't need to do any work here. You don't need to go through a thought process to imagine a face. You experience a very early and speedy automatic process. Cognitive processes swing into action with the slightest of face-like objects. These processes alert you to the identity and the mood of the face, even before your conscious mind computes it. It could be in a brick wall, a puddle, a cloud formation, or just unusual lighting. Studies have been done on pareidolia, trying to understand how we can see faces in random images and scenes, easily and with zero effort. It's now thought that we've evolved to process faces and the emotions behind them at lightning speed. Imagine living hundreds of thousands of years ago and coming across a threatening person, but had to spend minutes mulling over whether they're friendly or not. Well, that could be the end of you, and you wouldn't get a chance to pass on your genes. People who are faster at gauging the mood of others had an advantage, and they were more likely to survive. They could flee and take themselves out of harm's way, and then go on to reproduce. Researchers have theorized that it's natural selection at play. Maybe that's why we've all become world-class experts in faces and mood recognition. There's a part of our brain dedicated to it, and it's highly tuned. It's called the fusiform face area. It activates at astonishing speed if you see a face. It also activates at almost the same speed if we see something that's perceived as a face. In pareidolia, it seems that this area of our brain just gets a little bit overexcitable. It can mistakenly interpret something with face-like qualities as an actual face. If you subject a person with images of faces and then give them an MRI scan, this area of the brain lights up. It's the part of the human visualization system that specializes in facial recognition. Pareidolia is facial recognition in faceless objects. Your brain has given you fast-track information on mood and threat levels. Let's prime our fusiform face area for some action.
I love this guy. I do. I absolutely friggin' love this guy. I don't know how Pip found him. And I remember she did say I tuned into him just for his accent, because he has such a wonderful British accent. But it's also I think it's the genuine enthusiasm that he exudes. He really is all of his videos are like this. All of his videos are like this, and I absolutely adore it. But now you see why we're talking about it. We're talking about pareidolia, which is something that you'll hear me talk about a lot. You'll hear Alex Mitsua talk about a lot. You'll hear Tab talk about it too. Let's go.
Look for 48 faces and things. Well, let's start off gently. My threat levels are pretty low with this little fella. Well, that's just about the cutest fire hydrant I've ever seen. I'm not sure about this fence post. I'm gonna give him a wide berth. What a friendly house. Well, you just couldn't eat that little fella in the middle, could you?
Seeing as I just did a cooking stream, no, I wouldn't eat that one because that means something got there before we did. So I would pass on a tomato that looked like that. That is not worthy of my pico de gallo.
This is the rocks of Dwerger in Goza, Malta. It looks like he's in party mood to me. These are 50-foot-high rocks in Staffordshire, England. This cup of coffee has messed up, and he knows it. I really feel like I shouldn't see a face on this one, but here we are. I think he just wants to be loved. He looks like he's out of breath, or maybe it's a hot day. Finally, a cute pussycat. This house does seem rather shifty to me. I'll have to keep my eye on him.
That house is sus. This house is sus. What we're talking about here, Ben, we're talking about pareidolia. And we're looking at this this gentleman's YouTube channel called Very Nearly Interesting. And that house is okay, man. I'm doing this foundation from a lot of different angles, man. But I got this woman. She's digging 30 feet under my foundations, man, and it's not cool.
This poor fella looks terrified. Breathe, come on, we can get through this. I think it's the dangly zip that makes all the difference on this one. Now that's an Austin Healey with character. Is it just me, or is this the first female we've seen? Most people categorise faces in things as male. We're not sure why.
Thank you, Vi. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now remember, this is a long collection of faces, but you get the idea. You get the idea. This is what Very Nearly Interesting is. Actually, if you see it here, Pod Culture, take a look. There's the eye. There's the nose, and then you see the two lips over here. It actually looks like, it almost looks like Nina Simone. It looks like Nina Simone singing from a side profile. That's what I'm seeing anyway. But again, power of pareidolia, right?
Well, you just couldn't throw this rubbish out now, could you? I feel like he's smiling through adversity. Life's delivered some blows for him. He's had a shock, hasn't he? Breathe, come on. Everything's gonna be fine. He looks like Dirty Harry. I know what you're thinking, punk. Do I like this video? Or like and subscribe? Go on, make my day.
That was slick. You gotta admit, that was slick. That was slick. Well played. Well played.
Oh, this little fella just needs some TLC. This rock should not work, but it does. He just wants a good home. I feel this wall's pain, I really do.
So, Very Nearly Interesting does this. They take a lot of quirky topics, and they make. And he's been making video about these different things for a year now. So the other thing, and I brought this up because you hear me talk about pareidolia all the time. You hear me talk about it in different videos. You hear me talk about it when I'm reviewing evidence, and I think this is a great example of how pareidolia can alter your perception of what is real and what isn't. And it's the thing that we have to be careful about when we get into paranormal investigation, is we have to make sure that we're not mistaking something for something else. You know what I mean? And I mean, if you're thinking, do I have any examples? I actually do. There is one of our investigations. It's over at Crescent. It is over at Crescent, and Crescent is one of my favorite investigations. I absolutely loved the Crescent experience. I know for a fact I could never convince my wife to do that, because there's just no way she would never do that. But I think it was here. I think yeah. This is when Phil and I are talking about the moment of pareidolia.
But I'm going to play this clip again, and I'm playing it. So in this particular to phasmophobia.
Yeah. Oh, right. when we walked into D Block, it was
the map.
It was Connecticut.
So what we're about to talk about is pareidolia, but this time not from a visual standpoint, from an oral standpoint. Okay, and I'm just gonna let this clip play. It's funny too, when I go back and I watch the older versions of what we did on Old Spirits, I go, I kind of miss that format. The new format is working for us. Don't get me wrong. I do like the longer uninterrupted clips, and like what we did for the holiday special and what we did with Fuck Your County Jail. But I mean, maybe I'm just nostalgic. But I miss this. But here we go.
Kinetic Games. It was the map.
What started us on this adventure. So in this particular clip, now you sent me this clip, and I got very excited about it at first, and I'll explain why at first, and I'll go ahead and play what we got here. So.
Sorry. And I will defend it to the death.
I'm sure, but you got to hear me out.
But yeah, that's what I'm talking about my experience.
Right?
Shovel.
No, we're not talking about
shovel.
We're talking about bite me. Okay, so you heard that. And I'll back it up just a little bit so you hear it again.
And I'm curious to think, yes, that light is the flux tube response noise.
So I listened to this repeatedly.
And I did.
And you're right. It does, because I know that in this moment we are sassing the ghosts pretty hard.
That is not to be confused with taunting.
No, we were not
Sassing
taunting.
and taunting are two very different beasts.
But I'm going to play this clip again, and I'm playing it with the native audio. Native audio being
off
of the video player, off of the video camera.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what I heard.
I mean, it's true. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about my experience.
So you stepped.
So again, I'll play that again.
That's what's I'm talking about what I experienced.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Leah dropping a dono. How about that? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Leah. Pushing us a little further along the, pushing us further up the chain. To, man, I constantly lose there it is. There it is. We are now sitting at, oh, wow. We're sitting at $340. We're sitting at $340. How about that? Thank you so much. 3,400 meals generated for kids. Thank you again, Leah. I appreciate that, and good to see you in chat. So going back to this is what I mean by pareidolia, or one of the examples of pareidolia. Yes, the pickups on the other microphone were a lot more sensitive, but when you compare it to this, yes, with the echo of where we were, it does sound like someone's whispering, "Bite me." But then you hear this at the exact same time. And of course, Phil goes in for the defense.
I stepped on something. I did hear that.
I'm telling you, that was you.
Time out.
No,
Time out. I did hear that on the video. Right. I did hear that on the video. But on the Eva Star.
And I never got this audio. I never got the audio that he's talking about.
The H4 and the H1 really heard the bite me.
I can't get behind it, and here's why. We're talking about environment. The problem with an environment like Crescent, like any of these properties that you talk about on Don't Turn Around and otherwise, is that they are slowly deteriorating.
Oh, yeah.
Slowly falling apart.
Yeah, and there's debris everywhere.
There's debris.
And we're crunching on stuff as we're walking by, and I don't dispute that at all.
Which
is why I went through every single recording before I sent you that.
I could have used
and
that.
I should have stripped the video audio.
You should also send me the H1 and the H4 and say, and now we have learned a lesson about when we move forward, because I will argue that was just because this didn't happen just here.
Well, it is 2 years ago. You're right. You guys are big braining in that clip. Well, now keep in mind, this is season one. This is season one, and this was the format. We were doing it in the format, I call it the format of cinema therapy, or a therapist reacts, or whatever you want to call, a professional reacts to. We were doing it in that format, and it was working fine for us. But what I found out was that wasn't what people wanted in paranormal videos. When we changed our format to longer, more in-depth clips, where it was just the investigation, that's when people started really responding. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, season one was just us seeing, can we do a full season of ghost hunting? We found out we did, and now we're in season two. So this is an example of pareidolia, which is why I am so adamant about hearing other audio sources, hearing other video sources, because my theory about electronic voice phenomenon, or EVPs, is if you hear it on one device, then technically the phenomenon should happen on other devices. I mean, that's just the way recorders work. And where I'm backing up this theory, people go, well, how's it an electronic voice phenomenon? Well, the thing is, you still hear it, and now you're getting corroboration from other devices. And we have caught EVPs on several devices at the same spot, which I find extremely compelling, and that is why I'm always about redundancy. And with pareidolia, especially because what was causing the pareidolia was the echo. There's a lot of echo. I don't think I get a chance to. He starts talking smack, and let me just see.
It also happened in the woodworking room.
Yes.
And it also happened in here.
Talking about the plaster.
There were several times that you sent me something that said, hey, T, listen to this. And I would listen to it and I'd go, ooh, that is compelling. Then I would go back to the native audio. And just to go back, I will also talk about that scream. Mm-hmm. That scream I heard on two different sources. and I heard it in the native audio, but it was not there. That was your foot breaking a piece of plastic.
And just philosophically, where I disagree is,
just philosophically,
the $30 camera mic versus the, what?
This is Phil Roxy flexing on me. He's flexing. He's showing off his audio prowess. The Italian stallion that he is.
$300 H4 and the $200 H4.
Of course,
and
of course. Better pickups.
But perhaps we will come back around to this particular piece of evidence on a 5-minute paranormal.
And we never do. And we never do, Rossi. You're out there. All right. So anyway, but this is examples of pareidolia. And this is this is the audio version of what I've been talking about. But I thought I'd share with you what Tab had to say about it. But I want to also share this with you, which I find interesting. So we're gonna take a look at this is one of his earlier videos, and I feel now the need to reach out to him and go, hey, can we talk about this? Because all right, we're at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I want you to listen just after the 7-minute mark. I just want to see if it's still there. I need to turn up the sound.
Sure, this is probably the part of the building that's 4 foot underground.
Oh, I should explain and give you some context. So where he is now is sadly a pub that has been torn down. It was a historic pub, but it was built on this foundation that was not necessarily built to last. It because of mining and the environment, this pub was literally starting to lean itself, and as you can see, everything's crooked, all the lines are off. And that is basically, it's almost like a giant funhouse, but this was a legit pub, and everything's out of whack. It's the Crooked House Pub. That's what it was called, the Crooked House Pub, and sadly they tore it down. But around the 7-minute mark, something odd happens in his video. I just hope he hasn't removed it. So let's have a listen.
Place. I am sure this is probably the part of the building that's 4 foot underground. The entire fireplace is leaning over. How this fireplace hasn't fallen apart, I've got no idea. This bench, it's a crazy angle. Let me just try putting my microphone. The strange thing is, even though that table looks on a crazy angle, nothing rolls down it. But there's also a strange phenomenon in this pub, that marbles roll up bank. Let me show you. There's a marble here for use by tourists. Have you had to go yet? Marble. That's clearly going up bank. The problem is with this pub is you don't have an horizon for reference. You've got no way of centering your brain. You haven't got an horizon to be able to understand.
All right, so it just went by. Let me see if it's still there.
Angle. Let me just try putting my microphone. The strange thing is, even though that table looks on a crazy angle, nothing rolls down it. But there's also a strange phenomenon in this pub, that marbles roll up bank. Let me show you. There's a marble here for use by tourists. Have you had to go yet? Marble. That's clearly going up bank. The problem...
I wonder if he took it out. There is an EVP in here. There is an EVP in here. At least it was in the original.
The strange thing is, even though that table looks on a crazy angle, nothing rolls down it. But there's also a strange phenomenon in this pub, that marbles roll up bank. Let me show you. There's a marble here for use by tourists. Have you had to go yet? Marble. That's clearly going up bank. The problem is with this pub is you don't have an horizon for reference. You've got no...
Hang on.
Table looks on a crazy angle. Nothing rolls down it. But there's also a strange phenomenon in this pub, that marbles roll up bank. Let me show you. There's a marble here for use by tourists. Have you had to go yet? Marble. That's clearly going up bank. The problem is with this pub is you don't have an horizon for reference. You've got no way of centering your brain. You haven't got an horizon to be able to understand which is the right way up. I'm looking at that, and it's clearly going up bank. But if
there is a voice that you hear behind it. There's a voice you hear around it. And I'm wondering, the thing that people are hearing around 7.9, 7.10, it might be him taking a breath. Let me just see.
That's clearly going up bank. The problem is with this pub.
Yeah, that sounds like a breath.
That marbles roll up bank. Let me show you.
It's him.
There's a marble here for you
breath.
spy tourists. Have you had to go yet? Marble. That's clearly going up bank. The problem is with this.
So right there, it sounds like, yeah, when he's talking about the marble, yeah. But that sounds like him taking a breath. And the way I remember, now here's the problem. And here's the thing that makes me curious. So in YouTube has an ability. YouTube has an ability that, or not an ability, it has a feature that if you post something online, and, oh wait, that might be a little too loud. Oh no, it's fine. YouTube has a feature where if you post something online and you want to make a basic edit, you can. And I remember, because Pip showed me this. He did a follow-up video to this, right? He did a follow-up video where he was talking about something in the pub, and the shot was different. The shot was very different. He was standing like in a, almost like he was standing in front of the, I remember what it was. He was standing in front of the fireplace, and as he was talking, his microphone picked up a whisper. And he did a follow-up video about this where he isolated the whisper, and it was like, whoa! I mean, it made me go, that was a great catch, and I even commented on the video about what a great catch it was. Well, he's now made that video private, and I'm wondering if he has. Because the reason why you would make a simple edit or a simple cut of something, you can make a simple cut of something and still not take the video down, and it won't mess with your analytics. So it makes me wonder, and I'm tempted to reach out to him and go, hey, have you edited out that moment? Because I will say, chat, and it is something I think worth talking about. Go forward about, okay. Go forward about 2 or 3 seconds. I think I know what he's talking about. All right. I'm willing to give this a shot.
Puppers, you don't have.
Let me just see here. All right. Okay. So we'll go back here. Because when he's talking about the marble, right after he says, have you had a go yet? I hear him take a breath.
Have an horizon for reference. You've got no way of centering your brain. I've got no idea.
All
This
right.
bench, it's a crazy angle. Let me just try putting my microphone.
This is a neat video, regardless. You should all watch it.
The strange thing is, even though that table looks on a crazy angle, nothing rolls down it. But there's also a strange phenomenon in this pub, that marbles roll up bank. Let me show you. There's a marble here for you spy tourists.
See, you can hear. All right. So when he talks about the up bank, listen to around when he says that the marbles can travel on the up bank. He takes a breath, and you hear that breath later. You hear that
Crazy
breath
angle.
later.
Nothing rolls down it.
So he tested for the.
There's also a strange phenomenon in this pub, that marbles roll up bank. Let me show you. There's a marble here for you spy
Right there.
tourists. Have you had to go yet? Marble. That's clearly going up bank. The problem is with this pub is you don't have an horizon for reference. You've got no way of centering your brain. You haven't got an horizon to be able to understand which is the right way up. I'm looking at that, and it's clearly going up bank. But if I put the marble there, it appears to be rolling up bank, which is absolutely impossible. So I must be on a tilt.
All right. So Spence is saying that the voice is right after he says the horizon. Okay.
The problem is with this pub is you don't have an horizon for reference. You've got no way of centering your brain. You haven't got an horizon.
That's somebody in the pub. You can tell that's somebody in the pub because there's and that wasn't what he shared with people. He shared with people a straight up whisper. And it was definitely not anybody in the pub. 714. Yeah, that wasn't the EVP he shared with us, Pip. That wasn't the one. And when I say with us, I mean with the general public. The thing that he shared was a straight up whisper, and it was a strong whisper. It was like a turnaround style whisper. And the point I'm getting at is that I think he might have removed it because there was no reason for him to make that video private unless he was getting some spicy or some rather intense comments. And I don't mind saying some of the comments we've been getting on not just the Cody and Satori breakdown that I did concerning Project Fear, but the comments that I've been getting about Jason Hawes and me talking about Jason. Some of those comments I've had to make a judgment call and go, yeah, you're out of the pool. I've shadow banned a few people. I'm not proud of it, but I've shadow banned a few people, and it's one of those things where I would say that when you start getting into the paranormal, Vi, you have a lot of catching up to do with some of our previous videos if you haven't seen them. I go into something of a tear in 2 episodes back with the Grim Gazette. You can see that on YouTube on our our OSI channel. But what I was going to say though is that we have been getting some. We have gotten quite a few. I had an exchange today with someone who sounded as if she wanted to make her presence known, and I was like, okay, you have my attention. I'm gonna give you the floor, and it was her follow-up question her follow-up comment that made me go, ooh, okay, I'll just give this a like and I'll move on. She says in her comment over at OSI, she says in her comment, yeah, I told Jason this. And I just kind of stared at her and went, ooh, you went on ahead and you took this opinion and you told Jason because you felt that need to tell somebody this opinion that you cannot back. It's just a feeling you have, but you're going to tell Jason because you're right and he's wrong. I mean, and here's the thing, and I know Spence can probably relate. And I know my wife can too. We've had you go to science fiction conventions and you meet some people, and there are 2 types of people that you meet. One of those groups of people are people who are passionate about stuff they love, and they want to share that with you. Now, you might disagree with some of the stuff that they say, and they might disagree with some of the stuff you say, but you get along simpatico because we're nerds at the end of the day, you know. That's me, that's Pip, that's Spence, right? Then there's the other side of geekdom. These are the people that I'm currently dealing with after making a post about She-Hulk and how much I enjoyed it. And it is now technically going viral on Threads. I post a lot of stuff on Threads, but of all the things to go viral over, my opinion of She-Hulk is bringing all these incels out of the freaking woodwork. Yes, it was pod culture, but that's not. But you know what? According to incels, I don't know better. I do not know what I'm talking about. And I was put in my place by some dude who wrote and directed his first film, and it's on Tubi.
I suggest you let that one marinate.
I'm just saying. I mean, what I'm saying is that you've got people that are a little too passionate about some of the stuff that we're getting into in the paranormal, and they feel the need. I mean, it's happened already on this stream. I had somebody who said, you really shouldn't be doing this. I had a friend that was taken out by a ghost. Go on, and that was my mistake. I said, go on, and and but that's what I mean is I'm good with people who are passionate about what they believe, but then when you're telling me that ghosts are making or made your friend have a heart attack, I'm like, okay. I mean, that type of stuff is going to make the news, and I couldn't find anything. And you've got people that really do get into the paranormal to a point of where it is not safe. Man, I'm still trying to figure out what the hot topic is concerning She-Hulk. I enjoyed it, but you see what I mean? Right now we're splintering off to this. She-Hulk's even more fun to watch if you think Jennifer Walters is another clone of Woman from Black. Exactly. I mean, this is the power of She-Hulk. And what was and just so you know, the GIF that I used from She-Hulk was the GIF where she says, "Yeah, that's what we do, She-Hulk. We that's what Hulks do. We smash things. Bruce smashes building. I smash the fourth wall, and sometimes Matt Murdock." I mean, that moment I was like, I am freaking sold. A yellow daredevil. Now you're going deep, and that's the kind of passion that I respect. But I've met some passionate people I've met some passionate people in the paranormal that have to tell me you are not. It goes a little bit into what Cody and Satori were pushing in part 3, which again I'm not going to go into the Grim Gazette. I've already covered my thoughts about. I think everything that I wanted to say about what's going on was said with part 2. But the part 3 interview, a lot of people have spoken about it, and it's that passion and desire to educate people. I am so enlightened in this stuff, be it the paranormal, be it science fiction fandom, whatever. I need to make sure you are in line. I could easily see Tav here get people like that, get comments like that, because he has got a following. I mean, I'm trying to remember the count for very linear interesting. Give me a second and I will let you know.
To be able to understand.
And also he's got a great accent. I mean, let's just be honest. The guy, 55,000 subscribers. We haven't even hit 2,500 yet. He's got 55,000 people. So yeah, and for a while he had that clip isolated, and it was great. And then he took it on private, and I'm really curious as to why he did that. So hey Zeno. Oh, Zeno. Oh my God, dude. If you're saying it's the day we've all been waiting for and you weren't there, dude, you missed it. You're gonna have to go back and watch it in VOD. Now you see, okay, Vi, I'm not sure what that is in reference to. Oh, I see. Oh no, I know. I got it, Vi. I got it. So it's a little different in their case, but the point I'm getting at is that there are people that do this sort of thing, whether it's in the paranormal, whether it's in sci-fi, whether it's in publishing, and it's, and we have a name for it, gatekeepers. And I'll admit, I can sometimes, that's what the VODs are for, exactly, Zeno. And I'll be the first one to admit, I do feel like there was a time where I was a gatekeeper, and I had to pump, and you'll appreciate this, Brad. Pod culture. You'll appreciate this, Brad. It was over podcasting. I really got into people's people's faces a little bit, maybe a little too much, but I was getting into people's faces about, if you don't have an RSS feed, you're not podcasting. And Chuck and I drew a line in the sand as the authors of Podcasting for Dummies, and we said that point blank. And it was in the 4th edition, we both looked at each other and we said, we need to stop that. We're being gatekeepers. We have to broaden our minds and basically say, it's not the RSS feed that defines a podcast. There are different ways people are podcasting now. People are podcasting using Twitch. People are podcasting using YouTube. It's it's an evolving platform. We should evolve with it. And we said that. We said as much. And we said we said in the 4th edition, and we're going to say it in the 5th, this is our definition of a podcast. But we're also going to talk about how other podcasts differ. And some people were pissed at us. Other people were like, no, that's a smart thing to do. That's a smart thing to do. And these gatekeepers, whether it's oh, look at that. Oh, Zeno dropping what? $50? Let's go. Dude. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Oh, that's awesome. Freaking awesome. That pushes us, everybody. I believe, oh my God, are we that close? We're at $390. We are $10 shy, everybody. The kids need some Titan tacos. I think you're going to like the Titan tacos. We liked our Titan tacos. I don't mind saying we loved our Titan tacos. But that's, yeah, we are $10 shy of $400. But that $50 just fed 500 kids. For every $1, that's 10 meals, 500 kids. 500 kids. Well done, Zeno. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. The landscape has really changed. The landscape has changed. But I'm kind of getting off topic. What I'm saying is I really think if he made that clip private, he had to make it private for a reason, because he's only been at this for a year, but he's got something. He is onto something with his show, and I highly recommend, if you haven't watched Very Nearly Interesting, of course there's going to be a link in the show in the description below. You'll see why it's so charming, and he's great. He's great. I love his stuff. We did have a brief back and forth. I have to find his comment, but we did a very brief back and forth where he said, yeah, I discovered your channel through my comments. This looks like somewhere where I would fix myself a beverage, prop my feet up, and have a watch. And I hope he did that. I really, really hope he did that. But yeah, I think the voices that you were hearing, the voices that you were hearing though, Spence, I think those were voices in the pub. I'm pretty sure. And the way I remember the clip, he was in a different place in the pub. He wasn't there. He was in the archway. I can actually show you where I thought I heard it. And if he has, in fact, yeah, it was here. I remember shovel. I remember. Yeah, hang on.
Shovel.
There you go. I remember it. If you're still watching, Pip, I remember it being here. This was where they picked it up, and he could have edited it just to make sure that it didn't, that it didn't futz with anything. Because I remember, because the follow-up video was really good. It was a very good. This guy has the potential of being a paranormal investigator, because he was saying, I just bought this mic because of this, because of this, and because of this. And he broke down the technical aspects of his mic and why he chose this mic. And he said, whatever this was that I captured on the recording, it was close to me. And then he went even one step further and said, I don't mind saying it, I don't believe in this stuff. So that could have triggered some of the gatekeepers of the paranormal, and said, well, you should believe, because they believe, maybe you don't believe in demons, but demons believe in you. Thanks, Zach Baggins. So yeah, I want, but I was hoping that I could find the moment where he caught something. If I can get access to that video, we'll do a follow-up with this. We will definitely do a follow-up with this. But I also recommend that you see the video in the entire, it's only 12 minutes, 13 minutes, but it's a really terrific breakdown of what pareidolia is. It defines it, and it explains to you, this is how it all works. And I do enjoy his videos. Very Nearly Interesting. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And yeah, it's been a heck of a day. But I think now, let's go on ahead and let's wrap up this episode of the Grim Gazette. And I'm just gonna say thank you for watching. And again, if you have any recommendations for the Grim Gazette, if you want to share a weird story, if you want to share something weird in the news, like, oh, I don't know, a 200-foot radio tower suddenly disappearing. If you want to, if you want to share some woman that does not blink her eyes and stares at you with the darkness of Beelzebub himself, and talks about her 30-foot tunnel underneath her house. Yeah. Share those stories with us. Plus, also, if you've got something paranormal that you want, like a good ghost clip, or maybe a cryptid clip, or maybe a UFO clip, and you want me to take a look at that and give it a little bit of analysis, see if it's true or false. Again, you know where to go. You can either go into the description below and drop a link there, or you can go to Discord and go to the Grim Gazette room and drop something in the Grim Gazette room. All right? Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. If the face you see above is me, that is that is either pareidolia or it could be my cat, one or the other. All right. Oh man, you talk about a back-to-back intense day of streaming. I mean, woo! You guys wore me out. And what a great stream. I mean, we've nearly raised, and you know what? I've got to. I'm not going to end this stream. I'm not going to end the stream at $390. Let me see if I can, where's the, hang on. All right, let's see. So good. So I spelled it right. Thank heavens for that. And let's see. Yeah. Look at that. I'm just gonna round it up, everybody. I'm gonna round it up. I think it's worth it. What do you? This really? What? You're killing me. What do you mean you don't? All right. Hang on. Please hold. It's not, round it up, round it. I know, right? Round it up. Well, give me a moment here.
I would like to have seen Montana.
I would have loved to have seen Montana. All right. Maybe not the most exciting of content, but don't worry. Hopefully I will sort this out. It shouldn't take me long. I just want to holla for $10. Just holla for $10. All right. Here we go. So, there is. All right. So I'm going to do this again. That comes up. Great. Now, we'll do. No, we'll do that. No. 1.9. No. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then I'll say. I have not had so many tacos that my thumbs are swelling up. Come on. Donation amount. Yeah. So the donation amount is $10, right? There we go. And this should. $400, everybody. There we go. If I could look, raising $400, in a roughly 5-hour window, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Now, if anybody swoops in at the last minute and drops $100, I'm happy with that. I'd be very happy with that. Now, I'm not counting on it, and I'm not necessarily hoping for it, but yeah. Well, no, because if I remember correctly, thank you very much. I do believe that John Walker already did drop a massive dono, so we're good. No, don't worry. No. This is not a guilt trip or anything. Well, maybe a little bit on Doug, but I'm good. I'm good. Where's Mr. Beast when you really need him? Jeez, I see ads for that guy everywhere. I think he's only a YouTube dude. I don't think Beast does. At least I've never seen Beast do Twitch. I know he's more like a YouTube guy. But anyway, tonight was a phenomenal night of cooking and paranormal and all the fun stuff that I'm hoping this channel is known for. And I appreciate each and every one of you being here. And I see exactly who we're going to raid next. Let me just see how long he's been on. Yeah, it looks like he's, wow. Ooh, that looks gorgeous. Wow, that's, but I think he might be wrapping up because the dish is done. Let me just look and see who else is on here. Quite a few. You know what? I think we're gonna raid this guy anyway. This is the Hunger Service. And he's good people. He's really good people, and he's cooking right now. But this guy makes me look like I am. Whoops, did I do it? Oh, I did it. Great. But this guy makes me look like I'm standing still because this guy's a gourmet chef. So he knows. If Phil is logging on at 10:30, that's too late for me. I'm going to be in bed because I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. All right, so you know what to do. This message, if you've got a tier 1 sub, you can just drop that message right into chat, and you can let people know. Otherwise, it's a tea party. Cheers from the Monster Mash. And that's it. Thank you, everybody, for an incredible day. I really appreciate it. 4,000 meals for kids. That is nothing to sneeze at. Thank you, everyone. You all killed it. I appreciate you. I will see you all on Thursday, and we will be doing some more evidence review. And as far as I know, yes, we are still on for Sunday night, February 25th. It'll be an investigation of Wayside Inn of Middletown, Virginia. I'll see you then. Peace.
Live, right? Can I get a 1 in chat if you could still see me live? Ah! Tree Monster! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to the Hunger Service. Hello everyone from Team Monster Stream. Welcome to the Hunger Service. Hey, welcome to Hunger Service. My name is Ali. I cook simple and delicious food live on stream. But how are you doing today, Team Monster? I hope you had a great stream. Please tell every chat with you today. I'd love to know. We just had our Titan Taco Tuesday for No Kid Hungry. Nice! Thanks for stopping by. I hope you had a great stream raising money for No Kid Hungry. But again, thank you so much for it. We're just finishing up a simple garlic shrimp and tomato pasta. I can't wait to show you what we got. But again, thank you so much for it. Thanks again for bringing your friends to the kitchen. The Hunger Service, brought by Twitch Live TV and for viewers and streamers like the Team Monster.
Never gonna let you down.
Welcome in. The pasta that I just mentioned. There it is. That's the dish. I did just rickroll you. Thank you for noticing. There's a whole pot of pasta. But I'm gonna destroy this real quick so I can make the. So we were challenged today by the. Oh, we hit our sub goal twice. Titan Taco Tuesday charity dressed as a taco, wielded a machete, and made carne asada tacos. You know what goes great with carne asada tacos?
That's it. I've come up with a new recipe.
What's a carne asada taco? Without a little avocado. Okay, bye. Okay. Let me spin this wheel because we hit our goal. Goal? Alright, before I eat my dinner. I was like, I feel like I remember your name from TwitchCon. It is Bean Boozled. Are you ready? Popcorn or... It's been a while. Popcorn or rotten egg? Popcorn. This is Stinky Socks or Tutti Frutti. Not Stinky Socks. You got that influencer mindset with that wheel? I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years. There's a few tricks, right? Okay, that I do remember that. I do remember that. Because, yeah, you were there with Bubs. Okay. Hell yeah. Alright. I have 2 birthday cake or dirty dishwater. How do you pronounce the name TD? Oh. Let's be honest. If Bubs is there, you are with him. No matter what. Okay.